So the film is about these three elder gentlemen who they want something new, different, exciting. They want to find love. Their wives don't touch them, sleep with them, excite them. So they decide to go on a holiday, and they end up in Mauritius. They rent my house, and I'm supposed to be away, but by twist of fate, I have to come home. And I find these three guys there, and they all decide that this is everything that they've been waiting for. So they start to pursue me, and I kind of think that they're all like my father. You know, I don't really have a father in the film. And I play Ahana. She's this young little island girl, you know. She is addicted to social networking. She has a lot of pretenses about the world. She creates scenarios for herself to make her life look more fabulous than it really is, so she can put that on Facebook. And she's obsessed with Akshay Kumar. She's his biggest fan. So, and she's a designer. So to me, I mean, these are all her main character traits that come out in the film, but to me, she's just a very open-hearted, endearing, childlike, innocent girl. You know, she's very clueless about the world, and I think that she grows so fond of these three men because they seem to want to make her dreams come true, and they seem to want to do things to make her happy, and she doesn't realize it's because they all want to sleep with her. So, I mean, she's very different from who I am. She's a little girl. She's a girl. I don't know if they denied it. I know that there was someone else that was supposed to be in the film, and circumstance took her away. But I'm glad. I think a lot of things had to happen for this film to come to me. Like Queen had to release. We happened to be in the media. There happened to be a space in the film all of a sudden. So I feel like it was destiny in some ways. And I went for a narration with Abhishek Sharma, the director, and Sai Kabir, and that was it. No, Tingwanshu wasn't there at the narration. I only met him for the first time at the trailer launch. And so I met them, and they narrated the script to me. And there was something nice about them. I liked them as human beings. And I think that's the first thing that I look for when I work with people, is people who I think have a good vibe and a good energy about them. So it happened like that. I haven't seen the original, but I think that was one thing that the director told me not to do when he found out that I hadn't seen it, because he didn't want me to get any sort of preconceived ideas about my character. Once you see a film and you know you're playing a similar character, the tendency is to maybe copy the body language or the mannerisms or something about it. And I think he wanted this not to be a remake, but to be an adaptation. He wanted it to be an original film with only the idea that these three men fall in love with the same girl. Otherwise, everything else, the characterizations, the humor, the comedy, everything is different. They're amazing. This is the first time I've been on set with actors that are much older than I am, and I actually found it comforting. When there's young people around, there's a lot of great energy, but I feel like with actors that are very seasoned and established, they're very comfortable with who they are, and I think that also kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. There was a lot of team spirit, I felt, and they made me, I think a good actor is someone who really helps you in your scenes, that gives you the right motivations or the right support to help bring out your character to the best. And that's what they did. I learned so much from watching them. He didn't play any pranks on me. I mean, there was one time when, it was in the media when they sprayed champagne on me, but everyone knows that story. And then there was another time he played a prank, but it wasn't on me, it was on someone else. But it was a very, very funny prank. I don't think I should say it because it's a bit borderline. He played it on Annu Kapoor, so I'm going to let him tell you the story if he wants.
How was working with actors?
Again, he's fantastic. I wish I had worked with him a little bit more in the film, and I wish I could say more about him, but I think he's a good co-actor. I really enjoyed doing my scenes with him. I think there's great energy on set when he's around, and I think he kind of brings everyone together. When he was on set, we'd all eat lunch together, we played card games afterwards, and I think the nice thing about him is, even though he is who he is, when he comes to set, again, you feel like he's just your co-actor, and that's the right way to be, no matter who you are, that you bring that sort of camaraderie to set. I think I want to keep acting. I just want to keep acting and doing different kinds of roles, and I love being on set. I love focusing on that one thing, because working in entertainment, you're traveling and you're doing media work and interviews and radio and endorsements and all that various kind of stuff. But when I'm on set, I feel like I'm really focused on the one thing, and I get so much satisfaction out of that process of really delving deeply into a character and giving it my best. It feels good to have found something that I love so much that I can really put my energy into, because I've got lots of energy. too much energy. I would be happy. Look, it's like if someone came to me with another Vijay Lakshmi kind of role, I would be silly to say no to that, because it's not about how long your role is or how important other people see it as being. It's really about how important it is to the film. I remember a director once told me when I was shooting a TV commercial, and I was having a fist fight with Jessie Randhawa for a motorbike ad. And in the end, I ended up losing in the story. I lost the fist fight and she locked me in the bathroom. And I kind of got bent out of shape at that point in the ad because I didn't like the fact that I lost. You know, I took it personally as Lisa in real life, that in the movie I was losing. So the director took me aside. I was very young at the time. And he was like, Lisa, you know, the most important thing is character. And that always stuck with me. And I realize that now with Queen. It's like Queen was only a small 20-minute role, but Vijay Lakshmi's character was so predominant and so outstanding and so cool that it didn't matter the length of the role, you know? So again, I don't think it's about only being a heroine, even though, I mean, that is a lot, you get a lot of satisfaction out of those deep roles, but I would be happy to do anything of substance. I think for me, Shaukeens has been a blessing more than anything else, because it came along at a time in my life when I probably needed to be focusing on work more than anything else. And the entire process from beginning to end was just so fun and joyful. I've been on film sets where Queen was a lot of hard work for me, and it was me learning and understanding. The process of shooting for me was a lot tougher than enjoying the celebration of it being successful. But the Shaukeens for me has been kind of it's almost been like a working holiday for some reason. Look at it. So, I mean, and as far as my career goes, I hope the film does well. If it is my first big role, like large-sized role. So, I mean, I really hope it does well, because then it will open even more doors.